20 seconds. Let's find option trades under a budget.
Hi everybody, just confirm if at all I am audible and visible. Just confirm in the chat box. So that we can start our Dhruv and Nirav, you can attend from the link, YouTube link given. Hi Dhairya. Hi sir. Hello everybody. Hope you are all doing great. Cool. So, oh God, I enjoyed the paper. The paper was very good. Uh, I'm sure you must have also enjoyed the paper. Just quickly tell in the chat box how your paper went. Good, great, awesome, yeah, doubtful, confused. How many of you did exactly whatever the 50 questions that I gave you, and how many of you felt that the questions that I discussed, all of them are almost more, or most of the questions that were there in the paper were almost in relation with whatever we discussed, right? Yeah, of course, it wasn't easy, but yeah, okay. Let me start the analysis for you. Yes. So, guys, here I am with the 2024 Indore analysis and expected cutoffs I'll be discussing. So, the first and foremost, the paper pattern remained same. Short answers 15 questions, MCQs 30 questions, and verbal ability 45 questions. And overall paper was, I would say, yeah, moderate. It wasn't easy, it wasn't tough, but it was moderate. Sorry, I QA short answer was easy. It wasn't tough. Short answer was easy. Yes. Yep, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, paper pattern as discussed was same. Overall paper was moderate and short answer was easy as you all said. And MCQs were tough, yes. And verbal was easy. And theta questions in verbal had negative marking जैसे कि para jumbles. they had -1 marking. So every question had -1 marking in verbal ability for that case. So if I talk about individual section, short answer sections are something you have many questions. So from what we have discussed, there was one question in the Venn diagram in the questions that I gave you. There was the same ditto question from factors. There was 1800 was the number, and there were you need to said how many factors of 800 were multiples of 6, right? I mean, pretty easy question. Even there was one question from Venn diagram where they were asking 48, 52, and 62. These are the numbers. Each of them liked at least one. The answer was 12. And I mean, maximum number of people with at least with one. So these are the questions which we have discussed in the class a lot. And just 2 days before also I discussed. Yeah, there were 3 questions on median. If median question, if you had spent little amount of time, you would have gotten it. It wasn't that tough. There was one geometry question, like one triangle was there, and then where isosceles right angle triangle with 18 side. You had to make rectangle out of it and the maximum area possible, right? It becomes a square basically. And yeah, there was one question on quadratic equation. Base was a quadratic equation, power was a quadratic equation. What are the possibilities that it becoming one? That question would have been tough for you to try. And there was one question on determinant. I mean, it was kind of a Sudoku where you need to find out all the rows, columns. Addition should give you same number. And there was one question on CA which was very easy. There was one question on ratio which was very, very easy, right? Ratio wala question to very easy tha. Oranges wala question, which you each and every one of you should have done. And in PNC there was one question where it's completely based on chocolate distribution. I discussed about that question almost more than 3 times in the class, right? Some of them was around how much 20. Yeah, there were 20 and 4 x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 is equal to 20, and one person has to be given at least one chocolate, another person has to be given at least 2 chocolates. The rest of the 2 people can be given any chocolate. So जिनको जो चाहिए था वो देना था, उसके बाद बाबा वाला मेथड से हो जाता था, ऐसे मैंने समझाया, right? You could have uh, attempted that. And yeah, there was one question on functions within modulus, and you might have found it difficult because modulus was also there, functions were also there, so you must have left it. There was one question with modulus with coordinate system, right? So this was the paper overall. I mean, essay short answers, you could have easily answered 4 to 5 questions without any problem. If you have done little bit of previous year questions, you must have solved more than 7 8 questions, right? It was overall easy. Coming to quant MCQs, there were many questions. Again, this time it was algebra heavy, arithmetic utna nahi tha. And there were questions from geometry this time. There was one question on triangles, which for which they are asking the angle. Yeah, there were good questions on geometry this time. And again, this MCQ section has Venn diagram section and quadratic equations. There were 2 questions, and there was 3 questions on logs. There were 3 questions on logs. One was connected with arithmetic progression, and there was one question straight from the logs. The questions were pretty traditional. If you have done all the standard types of questions from the specific chapters, you could have attempted this. You couldn't have attempted this paper. And yeah, permutation and combination से जो भी questions आया MCQ section में वो थोड़ा tough आया था. And election based DA जो भी आया था 5 question वाला वो भी above moderate था. It wasn't that easy, right? And there was one question like mod x plus mod y is less than or equal to 6. How many possibilities, how many solutions are possible, integer solutions are possible for x comma y? This question is something which you could have done but it should have made the cases there. People who have done algebra would have gotten it. And there were good questions on modulus. There was like question like x square minus mod 10x plus 56, which you could have easily done, right? एक बार 0 लेना था, एक बार x positive लेना था, एक बार x negative लेना था, number of solutions आ जाएगा उसका 2. And there was one question straight from 2019 का paper, straight without even change in the numbers, without even change in the values, straight control C control V question, right? Number system ka question tha. Which among the options were greatest? 3 power 200, 2 power 300, and 2 power 100 plus 3 power 100, right? That question was straight from 2019. I have told you 2 days back also. Many questions have repeated from 2019 paper in the previous years. Again, the same thing happened 2019 का पेपर जो भी किया है वो. I had geometry का एक interesting question था जो circles वाला आया था, right? They have given shortest distance and longest distance. Shortest distance and longest distance, right? I think I remember shortest distance was some 3 and longest distance was from 5 or 4 and 5, right? 4 and 9. Shortest distance was 4, longest distance was 9. So it was about 2.5 centimeters, and another thing was 6.5 centimeters. C option C was there in that slot. I mean, both the options are possible for that, right? I mean, if at all you have used little bit of your common sense, some of the questions could have been easily solved in this. I mean, 3 to 4 questions were easy in MCQs also. And I mean, I could hear many students, the average attempts of all of them were approximately uh, 9 to 10. It was around 9 to 10. Right? A good attempt would have been 10 questions with 10 confident questions would have been a very good attempt. Right? It wasn't easy paper, MCQs. Right? It was little tough. Right? When I saw the paper, yeah, the area 3 raised to 2 400 was the answer for that. And next, I mean, when I looked at the paper, I could make out 3 to 4 questions quicker, very faster, right? And coming to the verbal section, yeah, many of you people have felt it easier, right? There were two RCs. One was based on Delhi pollution, another was based on anxiety disorder. Anxiety disorder was little above moderate or a moderate, I can say. And Delhi pollution wala question was very easy. In and parajumbles which were negative mark, and कुछ parajumbles 4 नंबर वाले थे, but कुछ parajumbles 5 नंबर वाले थे. एंड जो भी 4 नंबर वाले थे उसमें 2 पैराजम्बल्स में एक पैराजम्बल तो बहुत इजी था. And you have this phrasal verbs, many questions on sentence correction, good amount of questions on sentence correction, and most of them were not tough. Could have easily made them out if you have even little bit of reading, and if you have gone through grammar rules very clearly, the questions could have been easily solvable by you. And para completion, I mean, when I went through the question, there was 1 or 2 questions which were tough, but rest of them were moderate to easy. You could have solved it. And vocabulary this time was not that difficult, I would say. I mean, unlike Rotak, the words were very easy to interpret, and the words were, I mean, you could easily place them and then understand the sentences. Even, I mean, one thing is in every question they gave you 3 words to find the vocabulary. So even if you are sure about 1 word, then the other 2 words, even if you don't know, you could have cracked it, and that made the job more easier for vocabulary section. And apart from that, there was one tone-based question in uh, RCs in Delhi pollution. That was unexpected for me. I didn't expect tone-based question. And apart from that, yeah, fill in the blanks were something, yeah, that which we discussed, 1 word usage. So overall, the paper was moderate, I would say. Easy is moderate से थोड़ा कम. Moderate से थोड़ा कम. That's what the overall paper of the verbal ability. Now, if I talk about the cutoffs, the main thing that you all are waiting for, see here, I have the cutoffs of last 3 years, last 2 years, and this year what I'm expecting, what we are expecting from Ekoching is here. After we came to this consensus after discussing good time. Last year 12 was the cutoff. 39 was the second section cutoff. Verbal section cutoff was 125, and this time the paper was almost as near to the difficulty level of the last year, right? And but whereas short answer section was little tougher, and verbal section was short answer section was little easier, or I would say a lot easier. And MCQs were verbal ability MCQs were little less easier than last year. So we are expecting for the general candidates, the short answer section cutoff should go around 24 to 28. Right, 6 to 7 questions. If you have confidently attempted, then you should be rocking with respect to first section. And fortunately, we are expecting even MCQs also to go in the same way. Unlike though they have 15 more questions in the second section, the cutoff we are expecting to go around 24 to 28 because the paper was tough. And if you have attempted confident attempts around 10 questions, and after that, even if you have done 3 4 wrong, I would say you're still in the safe zone, right? And verbal ka, as it was easy paper. I mean, for some people it was little lengthy, but yeah, it was overall fine. Right, these are the cutoffs for EWS. The cutoff is going around this much. And if I talk about I am Ranchi, last year overall cutoff was around 187, and this time for general candidates we can expect the score around same -5 that I have given, considering the fact that MCQs were tougher than the last year and verbal section was not as easy as the last year. It was almost of the same level, right? So you can clearly have a look at this cutoff. This is what you can expect your cutoffs going to be. I won't say there might not be much variation among these cutoffs. And coming to IRMA cutoff, the last year cutoff was this much, 90 and above. Short answers was 4 and above, MCQ 6 and above, verbal ability section 60 and above, and I would say it won't change much. Maybe 60 and above in verbal ability will go around 55. MCQs will still remain same, or it may go to 5, and short answer section 4 may go to 8, and overall will still remain same. 92 93 marks is something that you may expect for the Nirma cutoff to go, right? So from my side, what I would want to say, this would be the cutoffs for you. And paper was moderate overall, right? I'm sure you must have enjoyed while giving the paper, some of you or most of you, right? I gave you 50 questions, probable questions, and approximately 5 6 questions I could clearly see that we got from the same set of questions. I was shocked. I mean, I was expecting 3 questions, 4 questions will come, but 5 to 6 questions was something overwhelming for me. Right. So now we will be starting with your preparation for Indore PIs. So if you are confident that your scores are going to be around this, you have to start with your preparation for interview, because Indore doesn't give you much time for preparing for the interview. You have to ensure that you will do it in coming 15 days. Once the interview calls come, you will have only exactly 1 week, 1 or 1.5 week to prepare for the interview. So you are going to be conducted with in an interview session. Most probably on Saturday, we'll tell you the timings and date for you all. Make sure that you attend that, and it will be both online and offline. But as much as I wanted you all to be coming offline, right? So this session will help you a lot in facing the interviews and what to work upon at this point of the time for the coming 10 15 days. Okay, right? Just have the look at this cutoffs. Ensure you people prepare well for the interviews. And here I'm going to share my number for you all. If at all you have anything to ask or any doubts you have regarding anything, any concerns, you can get back to me. Okay. On that note, I'm done for the day. So see you all. All the best. Yeah, x greater than equal to 1, y greater than equal to, that was also there. Yeah, Shreya, 2 raised to 300 the answer. Yes. One option was 2 raised to 300, and another option was 4 raised to 100, something like that. Okay. Instructions, it was said that there will be no negative marking question without options which instead answer. बट रौनक ऐसा नहीं बोला था इंस्ट्रक्शंस पे। इतना बोला था कि 15 क्वेश्चंस पहली सेक्शन में होगा विच आर डेटा बेस्ड, एंड अगेन 5 सेक्शंस, 5 क्वेश्चंस तीसरी सेक्शन में होगा विच आर डेटा बेस्ड। उनका आंसर सिर्फ और सिर्फ इंटीजर्स होगा, उसमें कोई डेसिमल्स नहीं होगा ऐसा बोला। लेकिन जब डेटा बेस्ड वर्बल सेक्शन में था, वहां लिखा भी था +4 एंड -1। ठीक है गाइस, ऑल द बेस्ट। साचवी, आईआईएफटी का कट ऑफ होगा समवेयर अराउंड द लाइंस ऑफ आई एम रांची, यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट 170।